Into one. What is up, everybody? We are back again with another episode of Franchise Tagged Fantasy Football Podcast. Ray and I have had a quick little discussion beforehand, and we're both in a pretty good mood today. You know,
Why, Aaron?
because it's gonna be the Thursday preview when you see this.
It's also a year to the date of our good friend Matt Jenkins
Matt Jenkins
dropping some love in the comments. Look, if you guys hate what we
Listen,
say,
guys,
please
go last year to the AFC North divisional breakdowns. It's on YouTube. You can look at it. You can see it. And in the comments section, Mr. Matthew Jenkins, we like to bring this up from time to time. Mr. Matthew Jenkins said, "This Aaron dude is clueless about anything football-wise because I was talking some mad trash on OBJ and the Browns, and it turns out I was right. Still waiting on my apology, Matthew Jenkins."
Hey, Matt, if you're still there and you're still listening,
I hope you are. If you are, for real,
please drop a comment. Let us know you're still here. I will personally send you a shirt in the mail. You let me know the size, I will send it. Please. He's a real one.
But anyways, who doesn't know what about football with your blind fandom?
Clearly. Aaron.
Yes, Ray. Please hit me with some knowledge.
This week.
What? Hey, you know what? Time out. You know what? I haven't been hit with a quick question lately. Is there a reason for this?
I stopped doing them because you
ran
stopped
out of ideas,
giving me answers. So there's that.
That's not true.
Well, that's what it was. I don't have.
Well, anyways, guys, throw some ideas in the comments for Ray about quick questions of the day.
Yeah,
let's do that.
Well, Aaron,
would
you like to get in a little bit of news for this week?
Yes, you are the newsman. Please break it to me.
I try to be the newsman, but sometimes the interwebs do not help me out. So, Darren Waller, hammy, still limited. Cool. What do you do with him?
Bet. If you're in redraft, find someone else. If you are in keepers and dynasties, try to trade him and get value.
So I got asked by a great friend of the show, Josh. Not your Josh, different Josh. So he has Darren Waller. Yeah. And, we were talking back and forth, and I'm like, well, why don't you try and ship him? See if you can get something for his name, like a piece, like Darren Waller and a piece 4. And I threw out some names. Let me know if you think about this. Darren Waller for Garrett Wilson straight up. Would you do it?
Keeper, dynasty, or redraft?
No, let's just say redraft.
No.
Okay.
Actually, Zach Wilson. I was about to say Zach Wilson. After I think about it more, that's just my hate for Zach Wilson coming through. It's seeping through. But Garrett Wilson's been pretty okay.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that's
possibly.
You're getting something from Garrett Wilson. Looks like he's hyper.
If you were able to get a tight end off of waiver wires that is like a solid plug and play now earlier in the season to cover for all that, yeah. But by all means, don't roster 2 tight ends, ship them out, see what happens. But that team needs, if you're stacking a wide receiver, probably not.
Darren Waller or Brandon Ayuk? Like, would you make that trade for Brandon Ayuk?
No.
I like Brandon Ayuk's upside only because it looks like he will actually be the receiver that we thought he was going to be. He's been, involved, and I want to see more.
We've only seen 1 week with CMC, 2 weeks with CMC, 2 weeks with CMC.
Yeah.
I'm interested to let that one. I understand trade deadlines for most leagues are coming up week 11. For some reason, with us sleeper, when we set ours, it went to week 12, and I don't like it. I want to switch it back to 11, but league vote, obviously. But you've got like a week to try to make the move. So, I mean, I guess if you're going to pull the trigger, but I don't know how to feel about that with Debo and CMC in that offense. Debo definitely takes a hit, so that means Ayuk takes a hit and Kittle takes a hit. When CMC comes to town, everyone kind of takes a little bit of a hit.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Last one. Darren Waller for Allen Lazard.
No, because I don't trust, as a Packers fan, I still don't trust the Packers offense.
I think that he's involved enough, and I hate the fact that, and this is to give context on Josh's roster, he said he has Greg Dulcich. So I'm trying to move Darren Waller as much as I can. I'm just trying to
if I have Greg D, I'm moving Darren Waller. I'm whatever.
I can.
Any one of those that you just said, yeah, I'm probably going to take it.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in a playoff contention spot as a team.
He said he was in third. Good for him.
Yep. I would do it.
Hopefully we
Josh,
help him.
I would do that, Josh.
Yeah. Other news: Kyler Murray considered day to day with a hamstring injury. I didn't even know anything.
Uh-oh. I think I saw this pop up earlier today too, and it's like I didn't even know this dude was actually hurt.
I didn't know either. It's crazy. So. It also says in the note, not nothing but not catastrophic. Look, hamstring injuries scare the shit out of me. I've been dealing with one with Keenan Allen for I don't know, it feels like 8,000 years.
They scare me more when it comes to receivers and running backs than it does with necessarily quarterbacks. I understand Kyler's a mobile quarterback, but he does have enough arm talent, and he does have D-Hop there as well to kind of get it done. And Zach Ertz is a relief valve, so the hamstring with him doesn't scare me quite as much as it would if it were a wide receiver like the 3 or 4 years ago Deshaun Jackson, where if he was in the game, you're guaranteed 240-yard plus bomb touchdowns, but you had to worry about his hamstring.
Yeah. Dameon Pierce added to the injury report with a chest and shoulder issue. I'm surprised it's not a back for carrying that team. I'm not really concerned.
I am a little worried, but not super worried. I'm not going to go pick up Rex Burkhead or whoever else is on that roster at this point in time because it's
that was
proven.
A stab at Eric.
That wasn't a stab at Eric.
He picked him up. He picked him up Rex's birthday.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did.
I've been busy today. I've had a lot of stuff going on with work and stuff. I haven't paid attention to it. But I'm not going to pick up Rex Burkhead, who's the backup, who before the season we saw that as soon as the games started week 1, they were like, all right, we got to get Dameon Pierce the ball. I do think shoulder, chest, I understand more so necessarily the shoulder than the chest. We've seen it with Dalvin Cook where they've somehow managed to find a way to work through it. And yes, Dameon Pierce is that offense, and without that offense, they're not going anywhere. And they play, who do they play this week? The Bucks? No, the Chiefs. They play the Chiefs this week. So tough sledding anyways, but Dameon Pierce is going to be that offense. Dameon Pierce is going to get it
done. This was kind of crazy because like this is a mid-week concussion.
Yeah, right. I know.
Matt Stafford with a concussion on concussion protocol. If that was supposed to be from Sunday, they really dropped the ball and dropped that news 6 hours ago on a Wednesday. I don't think that's the case. I think he got a concussion during practice. They said nothing says anything about it during practice, but I don't know.
I don't either. And I think if it did happen during practice, the Rams are going to keep it hush hush because that means one of the defensive players ended up pushing him to the ground when they weren't supposed to.
You better hope it better have been Aaron Donald because the only other person get away with that and not get
after the trade deadline,
a nice long pink slip in their locker. Especially on that dumpster fire of a roster right now. Jesus Christ.
So that is scary because who's the backup there? No one knows.
Danny Wolford.
Oof. So Cooper Kupp's basically toast this week. That whole offense is toast this week anyways.
Tough.
That offense is toast on a week when they play the Cardinals. They might be okay.
Yeah, they might be all right. I don't know. Keenan Allen expected to not practice again today. Why are they not putting this man on IR? Why? What's the purpose? If he's going to miss another week.
I'm so sad. You traded for him. I traded for Justin Herbert. All under the impressions for both of us at different times that Keenan Allen would be back to help this offense. I started Justin Herbert last week, and I should have started Geno Smith over Justin Herbert. If I would have told you that would have been a thing that you should have done this season before the season started, you would have called me crazy.
I bet Matt would have been in the comments again.
Probably.
I bet he would have.
Probably.
This whole Josh Allen thing is kind of crazy. So he's day-to-day right now?
Yep.
But the reports are that he could have Tommy John surgery.
No, for last I heard it's just a sprain and it's not a full tear, so Tommy John isn't required. Because
if he sustains that injury again, it will be.
It can heal on himself, yes, but if he does tear it even further, it will be. But as far as it's not even necessarily a like pain tolerance thing, it's just is he going to play type thing. So apparently, once you have it, it's not like super painful, I guess, from my understanding.
Wouldn't know.
It's just that as long as it doesn't torque again when he's trying to throw the ball, as long as his throwing arm doesn't get hit when he's trying to throw the ball and doesn't rip it completely, he should be okay. They play the Vikings this week. Before this, I had the Bills to win, but now I don't. If it's Case Keenum, I don't Don't know.
I don't know, and I'm real tired of hearing Vikings fans chirping up. I really am.
God.
It's the worst.
But yeah, I mean, Stephon Diggs is going to be good. You're still going to. We'll get into that stuff today. But yeah. So
Jonathan Taylor spotted a practice today.
don't trust it.
Sure.
Yeah, don't trust it.
Sure. Titans are bringing back Treylon Burks from IR. He practiced today.
He's got 21 days to be active.
I think he'll probably be active sooner rather than later. Harbaugh expects Gus Edwards to be back in week 11.
Yep. And give him a breakthrough. He gave him an extra week's worth of break. I do think that becomes a two-headed timeshare with Kenyon Drake and Gus Edwards at that point in time because Kenyon Drake showed some burst on Monday night.
Last bit of news, and this is just the sweetest part.
Oh, please don't.
The beat in Tampa Bay.
No one cares about the beat.
Predicts that Rachaad White will take over in the backfield in Tampa Bay. Just something to monitor. Just something.
So Ray and I have been talking about this constantly, so he likes to try to throw this in my face. I am a firm believer that yes, even though Rachaad White looks like he has more juice than Leonard Fournette. Looks like he has more juice than Leonard Fournette. Yes, he can catch passes out of the backfield. He's still a rookie, so his pass pro is not going to be as good as Leonard Fournette's. Yes, he might get on the field a little bit more in the second half. Their average rushing yards are pretty close to similar with a bad offensive line, but they use Leonard Fournette in the pass game. He's friends with Tom Brady. Tom Brady trusts him. Same thing with like James White in New England, for example. So that is kind of going to be what keeps Leonard Fournette on the field and Rachaad White not completely usurping that job from him. And we'll rehash this out next offseason after the season ends when Leonard Fournette is still the starting running back in Tampa Bay. And next year we can talk about how Rachaad White is going to be the starter. And Leonard Fournette came back on this one-year deal this year and isn't going to play anymore.
You must have missed the email from HR today. You must have missed it.
What I missed?
This is like a new segment now.
Don't
like
drink on stream.
No, you can do that. They don't give
cool.
a shit about that. You can't drop hard teas, and you can't. And we're going to be doing a new segment. It's Rachaad White Watch 2022. we're gonna bring it up and say, "Oh, what's happening now?" No, I'm just kidding. But I think it's definitely something to monitor. You have to monitor for sure. Look,
you do, and that's fair. And what?
Leonard has not looked great. That's what I'm
honestly. Neither one of them, as far as efficiency, have looked good.
Facts.
Does Rachaad White look like he has more juice in the tank? Yes, I would agree with that. But neither one have been efficient, and they're not going to give the rookie the majority of the work. Because, like I said, majority of the time, we'll say 79% of the time that they're not good in pass pro coming into the NFL. They need a whole season to get acquainted with it.
I can agree with you. And it's not like I'm saying like tomorrow it's Rachaad White time. I'm saying at the end of the season, we will say Rachaad White is now the full-time starter in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, going forward for next season.
No. Like by the end of the season.
I don't think so.
Well, that is.
He might usurp Lenny during playoff time, like week 18 when they're resting Lenny and then they realize, oh, maybe we should just play this dude through the playoffs.
Because he's better.
Because he's younger.
Okay.
But it's neither here nor there. We could have this whole discussion all day long. Yeah. Basically.
Want to talk about jerky real fast?
Is that all the news and notes?
That's it. That's all we got. That's it.
Did you say jerky?
I did say jerky.
I love jerky. Yeah, let's hear a word from our sponsors and we'll be right back.
Hey everyone. This show is brought to you by Driffles Jerky. Are you like us and love beef jerky, but hate paying those high prices for subpar meat? Well, at DrifflesJerky.com, they have the money meat.
You said the money meat?
That's right, the money meat. Great tasting beef jerky made from top quality cuts of beef at great prices. Use promo code FranchiseTag to get yourself 10% off on your order today.
That's DRIFFILLS jerky.com. All right, everybody. We hope you enjoyed the jerky video just like we did. Ray's apparently practicing for Mr. Olympia.
True.
What he doesn't know is he's a little biatch.
Feeling pretty big today. Pretty big.
Big boy pants on, huh?
Yeah. It's more the medium shirt that I'm wearing. But
ooh, medium. So you bought a large and you put it in the dryer and dried it on high. So you can look at the tag and be like, dude, look, it's a large, I promise.
Oh, I'm always looking at the tag like, oh man, look at that tag.
Stop. You're such a dude. That's all
You're
I
gonna
gotta
say
say is
it's
you're
really
a
rude.
dude. I was
What?
gonna be very rude.
Let's get into these starts and sits
Listen, Ray.
this week.
Thursday night preview. It's on Amazon Prime. If you don't want to watch this week, I completely understand because do you know why?
I think it's gonna be an okay game.
It's the Atlanta Falcons at the Carolina Panthers with a 42.5 point over under, with the Falcons favored by 2.5. Fire up Cordero Patterson, and that is it.
Yeah, on the Atlanta side of the ball, it's got to be Cordero, and honestly, Tyler Algier in your flex. If you're in need of a flex running back, or you got some running back injuries, like say you got Aaron Jones, he might not play this week. What's up?
Speaking of, I'm glad you brought that up. Flex running backs. Did you happen to check Eric's League waiver wire today?
No, why?
Because I claimed both Kareem Hunt and Jeff Wilson.
Oh, you gonna start him?
I have Aaron Jones. I'm definitely probably going to start Jeff Wilson.
Okay. I don't know what to think about that backfield. We're gonna get to it. I don't know what to think. That's crazy.
That's just a little bit lead in, but I could agree with you. If you still bye weeks going on this week, if you need them, play them.
Yeah, and I think honestly, he's been involved like in their game plan since week 1. And with Cordero back, it only helps Tyler Algier.
Yeah.
It only does. So
I agree.
I think he's worth at least rostering. And if in a pinch, like let's say Aaron Jones plays, let's say Tyler Algier or AJ Dillon, go on Tyler Algier.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
I'd
I'd probably do that even if Aaron Jones didn't play. They're playing Dallas this week.
I probably wouldn't.
So we'll get to it. Never mind. But
on the Panthers side of the ball, though,
Chuba Hubbard should be back this week.
I'd still like to start Devonta Foreman.
Yeah,
or Giannotta. I absolutely would. How about DJ Moore? How you feeling?
Yeah, Atlanta doesn't actually. They named Baker the starter. They named Baker the starter this week.
I thought PJ Walker was going to be the starter.
I've seen multiple reports where it's PJ Walker, then it's Baker, then it's PJ Walker, then it's Baker. I don't know who's actually starting at this point in time. Last report I saw, though, was yesterday. That was Baker Mayfield. If PJ Walker starts, I'm still going to start DJ Moore because he is the only. Well, I mean, Terrence Marshall has emerged as a somewhat viable option on that offense. But Atlanta doesn't really have anybody in the secondary as of now, if I'm not mistaken, to really stop anybody worth of halfway decent note.
PJ Walker has been named the starter for Week 10 against the Atlanta Falcons.
Cool. Then I am starting DJ Moore.
I'm also very interested in starting in a flex. I'm interested in starting Terrence Marshall.
I'm taking Terrence Marshall in DFS, and that's it. I'm not willing to put him in my big money leagues yet of trying to put him in my lineup and get a play there.
So let me kind of paint the picture now, because this is important. Let me paint the picture. Atlanta has no healthy corners right now. None. They have none. AJ Terrell still hasn't practiced. They have nothing in the backfield. If this game is going to happen, and if Carolina is still trying to win games for whatever reason, then I would think that they have to do it probably through the air more than on the ground.
I would
think Terrace Marshall is at least in flex consideration.
I don't think so. On people's rosters, hear me out. On people's rosters, this week specifically, you're missing the Ravens, you're missing the Bengals, you're missing the Patriots, and you're missing the Jets.
You're missing receivers.
There's not a whole lot of receivers that you're missing that you were starting outside of T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd.
Garrett Wilson.
That's not on everyone's rosters in a situation where they have to start Garrett Wilson.
Okay.
I mean, we can look at his start percentage.
No. I agree with you, and I don't think that you're wrong. I just think that for me personally, I would like to flex Terrace Marshall. He's done it enough. He's looked enough involved, and Atlanta cannot stop the pass. So I would be interested in starting Terrace Marshall this week in a position where you were at T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. You didn't have them. I'm interested in firing them up.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I could see that. Garrett Wilson is 80% rostered and 22% started across the format we play in, the platform we play on.
Yeah.
So
He's-
I mean, he's on bye. He after the last two games, you should probably start him, but I don't know.
And that's the last two games after the injury to
Brees Hall.
lost the name. Brees Hall. That is 2 weeks removed. So that's why
I don't know. I mean, I guess you could start Terrence Marshall if you needed to, because he's had a somewhat okay stretch run.
I'm not trying to convince you. I think that you're
No,
right.
I know. I'm just saying. It's just my thing. There's not outside of the Bengals. There's not big name wide receivers that are necessarily on bye weeks. So chances are you have better plug and play options than Terrence Marshall that you just got off the waiver wire.
Okay.
So next game,
Who do you got winning this game?
I have the Falcons winning this game.
Ooh, so do I.
Next game is the Munich game. First time in Germany for the NFL, and it happens to be the Seattle Seahawks versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Technically, the Buccaneers are the home team in this game, but it is a 44.5 point over-under, and the Buccaneers are favored by 3. We shall start on the quote-unquote away side of the ball. Who do you have starting for Seattle?
DK,
Yep.
Tyler Lockett,
Mm-hmm.
Ken Walker, and Geno Smith.
So the typical 4 that you're typically starting. Geno Smith has looked really good this year. Fortunately speaking, as we're talking.
Imagine being the Seattle owner that was like, "Oh, we just got to haul Russell Wilson," and then you hit on just about every draft pick that you had on defense, and you hit on Geno Smith. Through this season alone, he has thrown more touchdowns than his entire career before that.
And he started for the Jets for 2 years, 3 years.
Do you understand how insane that sounds?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yep.
Good for him.
That goes back to the whole, once you're a rookie, why do you need to come in and start in the NFL immediately? You should take some time to get some experience underneath you, because as you can see, experience really does help. And I'm a firm believer you have to be in the correct system with people around you that actually believe in you.
It's true. You think what he had in New York when he was there with the Jets, he didn't have anything.
That was the Rex Ryan era, right?
It was a defensive-minded team. Yep. I think he might have played with Brandon Marshall, but at the tail end of Brandon Marshall's career, and maybe a very old Eric Decker.
No, that was I think you're thinking of Matt Ryan, or not Matt Ryan, Matt Fitzpatrick, Ryan Fitzpatrick,
Mark Sanchez,
and Ryan Fitzpatrick, both.
I see. It's hard to remember that team because it was so bad.
That's the year that Ryan Fitzpatrick and the Jets just went on a tear and made the playoffs and all that stuff.
I don't even know who. Maybe Jericho Cotchery.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, who cares? On the
main point of that is congratulations, Geno. We're glad that you're doing well.
This would be a sneaky defensive start against the Bucs.
I don't believe so.
Sneaky.
I don't believe so. I feel like this week somehow the Bucs managed to do the TB12 method and just get on the right page. They're now in the lead of that division at like 4 wins.
I refuse.
Well, it's gonna happen. Leonard Fournette's gonna score twice. This is the game, especially because it's in Munich. It's overseas. It's a short week for everybody. This is the game that like the crazy stuff happens.
The crazy stuff would be Tom Brady gets stomped out by Geno Smith and the Seahawks. That'd be crazy.
Jesus Christ.
That'd be the crazy thing.
Hey, you know what? I looked at the pick'ems. I was one of 2 people out of the 10 of us that had Seattle beating Arizona. I've been a firm Seattle believer. I've picked them almost every week.
And you've been right a lot more than anybody else.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they've shown some stuff, and their defense has come on in the last 4 weeks. They've been actually pretty viable, pretty good. They slowed down Kyler Murray and the Cardinals with D-Hop and had them bickering on the sidelines. Honestly, I can see this game going either way. but I am still starting Leonard Fournette. I am still starting Chris Godwin. I am still starting Mike Evans. And I'm taking, if you need a flyer, like if you're the team that's the Mark Andrews owner, I'm playing Cade Otton at my tight end position.
I wouldn't, but that's you. I'm not interested.
And
I'll
I'm going to do a beer bet, Cade Otton plus 5 points.
Let's keep going through these. And once I find a tight end that I think is equivalent, I will make that beer bet with you.
No, I'm just talking straight up points. I'll do 7.5.
7.5 points?
No, that's a lot. I'll do 6.
Ooh, no. No,
Fine.
That's nothing. That's beans. No.
That's not beans for someone that you don't agree on or aren't high on. All right, anyways, who do you have winning this game?
I have the Seahawks winning this game.
Okay. I have the Bucks winning this game, but like I said, it is a coin flip, and I will probably change my pick'ems 4 times before now and Sunday. Up next. What's up?
It's how you lose right there.
That's how
Change them, you lost.
I switched to the Bucks off the Rams right before the game started, about 2.5 minutes, and I ended up winning the pick'ems this week. So
that's the first time in history.
That's what I'm saying.
What do you got
Up next, we have the Minnesota Vikings at the Buffalo Bills with a 43.5 point over under. And as of now, the Bills are favored by 3.5. And I say as of now because obviously the Josh Allen news. But on Minnesota side of the ball, who are you going to start?
Justin Jefferson, Adam
Definite
Thielen.
never comes out of your lineup. Adam Thielen, he was listed as questionable today.
I would monitor that, but I would still be interested in starting him. TJ Hawkinson. Now watch. This is going to be another time where he gets you because you thought. But God damn it.
I agree. GD. But new team, new outlook. He's another week installed in the offense. And if that was his first week and he caught he had 9 targets or something like that. I'm firing up TJ Hawkinson on this Viking squad basically every week from here on out till the playoffs. If it shows that, hey, that was a 1-game fluke, pivot. But until then, that's what I'm saying. But you've got to play him at this point in time.
Oh, yeah. Dalvin Cook, obviously.
Yep.
Christian Kirk. I'm
sorry.
Kirk Cousins.
I'm playing Kirk Cousins. There you go. You had one part of the name, right?
Somewhere in there. Yeah, he's in there. I'm playing Kirk Cousins.
Hey, welcome aboard the Kirk Cousins train.
I'm not, but I'm still playing him.
Toot.
Nope. It doesn't even sound like that.
Does it sound like choo choo?
No, it just sounds like 2 farts right next to each other. Yeah. Big old farts. That's pivoting. That's what you guys got here for, is the fart sounds. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. So on the Buffalo Bills side of the ball, let's say Josh Allen does start.
Josh Allen starts. I'm playing Josh Allen. You can't not. I'm playing Stephon Diggs. I'm playing Gabe Davis. Pretty much end the list. Josh Allen is the primary running back there. Yes, Nyheim Hines has been traded there. We might see him get more involved this week, but last week he played like 2% of the snaps.
I think that was more just a trade to get Zach Moss out of town.
Yeah, his first week there. I just don't know. I think Buffalo just hates running backs in general. If they never had to have a running back on the roster, I don't think that they would.
I agree. I'd start everybody there. Without Josh Allen, the only person that's starting is Stephon Diggs. So
Gabe Davis, my love for Gabe Davis is great, but Gabe Davis is a byproduct of Josh Allen being so good.
I think that regardless of Josh Allen playing or not, Minnesota wins this game.
Oh, you have Minnesota winning regardless?
Yeah.
Even with that defense?
Yes.
I like that. I like that take, Ray. I like that take. I picked Buffalo beforehand before the Josh Allen news came out. But now that the news came out, I am on your side that I have Minnesota winning this game regardless.
Yeah, I think that Minnesota's kind of figuring a lot of things out on offense. TJ Hawkinson opens up a lot more in the passing game because he's the best tight end they've had.
And he's a dog.
Yeah, he's good.
Yep.
He's all right. And with
okay.
The lackluster pass defense that the Bills have shown over and over again, I would like to say that Minnesota win the game. That's how I go.
I would agree. I would agree that Minnesota wins the game. All right, so anyways, next up we have the Detroit Lions against the Chicago Bears. Bears are at home. 48.5 point over under with the Bears favored by 3 points. The NFC North super close for second place, so I mean this is a meaningful game, but I don't think it's going to be an exciting game.
I hope that it is. And the Bears have been beat on the ground, through the air, all over the place defensively.
I mean, so have the Lions, except for last week, right?
Yeah, well, I don't think the Packers can beat anybody. But the Lions. Let's talk about who you're going to start for the Lions here. It's Amon-Ra.
Yeah.
It's Jamal Williams.
Is it though? Because Dan Campbell just came back this week and said that now they have to get DeAndre Swift more work.
I would still, to this point, be interested in starting Jamal Williams.
I would too.
I think
100% agree.
Yeah. And you have to fire up DeAndre Swift. You have to, because Dan Campbell was right up front with it and said, we're not going to use him that much.
Yep.
Using that much. Said it again. He's got too many carries. We're not going to use him that much. Again, he was not used that much. If he's saying now, hey, we're going to put him more on the game plan, I fire him up. Have to.
I agree. I today, across all leagues and all platforms that I play in, looked for ways to trade for DeAndre Swift.
And you got nothing.
I could find 0 ways to make it work for how much people overvalue their players in said leagues. I didn't even look in the main league that we have because I know that's Ruben's player. He's one of the few untradeable players in that league. Like Cooper Kupp for me is going to be like, it's going to take basically a lot to get him to move. Josh Allen, DeAndre Swift. I'm trying to think for you. Who do you have?
He used to be Mark Andrews. It's not anymore.
That is true. You did trade Mark Andrews, but now that's probably for Eric.
It's
Like Stephon Diggs for Eric. Chris Olave is a good one as well. But everyone has those few untradeable players is what I'm trying to get at. If you can, with the sheer upside of DeAndre Swift and the playoff schedule for the Detroit Lions, if you can, try to trade. Like, would you trade Leonard Fournette for DeAndre Swift, knowing what you think you know?
Yes.
Yeah. Would you trade Aaron Jones for DeAndre Swift, seeing how the Packers' offense has been?
Yeah, but I don't think that would go through.
Okay. Would you trade?
It would probably take Aaron Jones in a piece.
That's fine. Would you trade Najee in a piece or something like that in a keeper league or dynasty format like we have for DeAndre Swift?
Yes.
Okay. That's I'm just trying to kind of get a feel. But my main point is I do believe that, yes, DeAndre Swift probably will be eased back into it this week because Dan Campbell said, hey, we're going to give him a better workload. So, yes, I agree. Start Jamal Williams this week because I think this is the last viable week that he's going to be there. But try to trade on that low expectations of the Swift owner where they're kind of upset with his performance in the last few weeks and try to get him on your roster. Because if you are in a position to make said fantasy playoffs, I do think he will be partly to do with winning leagues because how easy their 15, 16, 17 week schedule is.
Yeah, I agree.
Tangent.
Yeah, it's a long tangent.
Sorry.
On the Chicago side of the ball,
Justin Fields.
Absolutely. Smash start.
And I'm starting Cole Kmet as a tight end streamer this week in hopes that he falls in the end zone. You hate it, I know.
Don't do it. Don't let him hurt you again. Don't do it.
Stop it.
It's a trap. It's a trap. Justin Fields always needs to be in your lineup 100% for the rest of the season. Do not let anybody talk to you out of it. You heard it here You heard it here first. You heard it here from me first. 100%.
There you go. You were a couple weeks early on that.
I was. It was 3 weeks early. I was like, hey, this needs to
after his week 13 finish, you were like, Justin Fields is a good streamer. Finished 8. Justin Fields is a good option. Finished 5. Justin Fields needs to be started. Finished 5. Justin Fields better be started. Finished 1. You got it, man. Good call.
That's what I'm here for. So
are you starting David Montgomery or Khalil Herbert?
Oh God, stop asking about these two, please.
People need to know, dude. They drafted David Montgomery. They need to know.
Both in this game, both. Yeah, both in this game because Detroit is bad at stopping the run, as you saw when they played the Packers. The Packers didn't run the ball.
Oh no, I completely agree.
You know what the Lions are good at? Stopping vertical passing. You know what they didn't
the
do?
Lions aren't good at?
Everything else.
Yeah. Hey, so just so you know, you remember I was talking about trading for DeAndre Swift, right?
Yeah.
You want to know? I was going to try to send them something. You want to know that their running backs that they have though?
Sure.
Josh Jacobs, DeAndre Swift, Deontay Foreman, Christian McCaffrey, and Elijah Mitchell, and J.K. Dobbins. But like that's a pretty stacked running back room for them to just tell me no.
You can't make somebody trade with you. Aaron.
Exactly, and it's rough. It sucks.
I'm starting Darnell Mooney this week too.
Yeah, they're pretty bad at stopping anything other than a 30-yard pass, and that's more so that the ball's not accurate.
I'm gonna shoot my shot again. I was right about Garrett Wilson last week. I'm gonna say it again. Darnell Mooney is becoming more and more involved. He needs to be rostered. I think that this offense is figuring things out week by week, and they're going to find out that Darnell Mooney is the best option they have in the passing game, which I understand, small pie. But when you have the likes of Amon-Ra, or not Equanimous St. Brown, the worst Amon-Ra brother.
Did you see him drop that like conversion pass to like keep the game going?
Look,
hit him right in the hands.
Unfortunate.
I wonder what it's like to be the lesser brother.
It's
like,
crazy.
Like Eli is the Peyton.
I think Amon-Ra's younger brother is the best of the three.
He's still at USC, right?
We're getting long in the tooth here, Aaron.
Yes,
Real long in the tooth.
Let's go ahead. We only have 2 more games.
Okay, good. Because we got to be running long.
No, we only have 2 more games.
All right, so I got the Bears winning this game. I think the Bears are going to really start making some noise. Watch them go and get blown out by the line.
I also have the Bears winning this game. I think that they're not going to be able to stop Justin Fields. And I think the Bears defense is just a little bit better than the Lions defense. So Jared Goff doesn't necessarily scare me as much. No. Anyways, next up, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Kansas City Chiefs. This game, surprisingly, is a 50.5 point over under. The Chiefs are favored by 9.5 points. I don't think that they're putting enough respect on the Jags.
Sure.
Every game that the Jags have lost this year have been less than 7 points.
I don't know if the Jags have enough to keep up with what Patrick Mahomes is doing right now. He's looking like he's going to win another MVP.
Good. Who knows? Maybe
he's out of control.
Before talking spreads though and betting spreads lines,
this is a big one.
I'm betting on the Jags.
Yeah, this is a big one. For the Jags side of the ball, I think it's pretty straightforward. I'm willing to start Christian Kirk, willing to start Travis Etienne with confidence, 100% confidence.
Oh yeah.
And I am down to start Trevor Lawrence this week. This has to be a streamer. It's not like a smash start. This is a streaming start.
Yep.
Because I don't know what to think of Kansas City's defense yet. I don't know.
They're getting better. They're getting better, but I don't think they're quite there yet. But I am willing to also, with that being said, stream Evan Ingram in the tight end position if I need to.
I think
it's gross. It's gross. It's ugly. You should probably vet that because I don't want to say what I want to say. If that happening, you're the news and notes man. I need you to vet that. But I am willing to stream him if he is healthy. But I agree with you. I think Christian Kirk this week is a smash start. They like to run him out of the slot. And that's pretty much it from that side of the ball. The Kansas City side of the ball, you're starting Patrick Mahomes. You're starting Travis Kelce. You are starting Juju Smith-Schuster. You can't not start Juju. And you are flexing McCole Hardman.
He is day-to-day right now.
Well,
he's day-to-day.
Scratch my take because it doesn't matter because even if he does play, he's going to end up he's going to end up scoring like 4 touchdowns.
4 for 50.
4 receptions, 4 yards, 4 touchdowns.
It's the Ruben special.
Yeah,
the Ruben special. Everybody you said on the Chiefs side of the ball, Juju Smith-Schuster probably would be my start of the week.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. That is very fair.
He's everything that Travis Kelce is on the other side of the ball.
Yeah,
and that was the best move that he could have made.
Yeah, and now that they have him lined up, especially in this slot, running the short to intermediate routes, where if Travis Kelce's not open, Mahomes can finish his progression across the field.
And Juju's open.
Yep, and Juju's there. it works out. That is, I mean, yeah. And before the season, if you told me, hey, you're going to want to draft Juju and roster him, I would have
did.
told you no, because I did say that to you as you said that.
I did say
And
that.
I'm eating crow now. So
It's okay.
he's been viable. I have the Chiefs winning this game.
Yeah,
Oh.
I have the Chiefs winning this game too.
Before we say anything, I'm not starting anybody in that backfield anymore.
No, someone needs to get hurt, and it's bad to say someone needs to get hurt before you're comfortable starting Isaiah Pacheco or Clyde Edwards-Helaire or
Or
Jerick
Jerick
McKinnon.
McKinnon. Yep.
Somebody has to get hurt, or somebody needs to get benched. 100% benched.
I agree, but I have the Chiefs winning this game.
Yep.
All right, cool. And the last game we're going to cover today, guys, will be the Cleveland Browns at the Miami Dolphins with a 48.5 point over-under, and the Dolphins are favored by 3.5. Cleveland side of the ball, I am starting Nick Chubb. I am starting Kareem Hunt. I am starting Amari Cooper. If you're in receiver trouble, I don't really think you're going to be this week, though, with just the short number of buys. Donovan Peoples-Jones is a super good DFS play this week, but you can start him in a flex if you're in some receiver trouble. And then Jacoby Brissett might actually be a decent quarterback stream this week.
He's one of my streaming quarterbacks this week.
So let me ask you this: Gabe Davis or DJP?
DJP.
Or DPJ. Sorry.
Yeah, whatever. You know what?
People
Donovan.
Jones.
Donovan.
Yep. Okay. All right. Okay. So that pretty much, covers the Cleveland side of the ball, right?
Yeah.
Miami's defense isn't really
Nothing
that
to be
good
afraid
at
of.
all. Yeah,
Nothing to be
exactly.
afraid
So Dolphins side of the ball, Ray. Who you got?
Tyreek Hill,
No, definitely.
Jalen Waddle.
You mean wide receivers 1 and 4 on the season, respectively?
You're right. Now this is where it gets tricky. I would start Jeff Wilson over Raheem Mostert.
Hey,
I would start.
I would
Jeff
too,
Wilson.
honestly.
It's so tricky because really both of them scored and both of them were. It's a 50-50 right now. Like we said last week, it's a 50-50. You
It
don't
is
know where the
a
ball's going to go.
legit 50-50. And I think Jeff Wilson has a higher chance of getting more yards per carry and a more touchdown opportunity than Raheem Mostert does.
You want to know why I think the running backs are viable at all in Miami?
Enlighten me.
That Tua can't throw the ball down the field far enough to where Tyreek can break out of a double coverage, or Jalen Waddle doesn't have to make 9 moves to get to the end zone. So they get tackled short yardage, and now they have
So
to run
you
the
mean
ball.
they catch it at 49 yards and get tackled at 50?
Kind of what I'm saying. It seems like that's how it is, and then when you're watching the game, kind of makes sense. Maybe I'm just trying to fit a narrative because Tua sucks, but look, you got to start him. You got to start him.
And you have to start Tua, but that is a thing. And you've been the true Tua hater, and I've been the Tua kind of, hey, let's dial the hate back just a little bit. He doesn't necessarily have the best arm strength. I do honestly believe that the tippy top of his arm strength is like 54 to 57 yards.
That's a crow hop.
And that's win depending. Like
Crow hop.
honestly, you've seen Tyreek or Jalen multiple times this season break out and be wide open, and the ball only go like 49 yards in the air.
That's a crow hop. That's a crow hop and a gust of wind.
But anyways, I do agree with you that if you're at the 45-yard line and you're throwing a bomb that one of them have open, they're going to get tackled at the 2, and the running back's going to pound it in.
Who is it going to be? And it's been both. So I'm firing up Jeff Wilson for sure over Raheem Mostert, but I'm still starting Raheem Mostert until proven otherwise. Raheem was hurt.
Starting
He was
both
hurt.
of them. If you have them, start them both in the flex.
Ooh, same roster.
If you don't have a same roster, don't start both of them. Same roster, start Jeff Wilson over Raheem.
Look, the same roster stuff's been working for Royce, and he's blowing the doors off everybody.
Yeah.
So-
hey, I'm glad he benched Joe Mixon last week though, because I lost by 40 instead of 90.
It's true. Who do you got winning this game?
I have Miami winning this game.
Yeah, so do I. Anything else, Aaron?
I do not, good sir. Do you have anything else?
Just that I appreciate everybody that would stick around this long, helping us out. We're almost monetized. Means we're one step closer to quitting our jobs and talking to you guys full time.
Hey, that would be the dream, as they say. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and let's go to driftlessjerky.com and use code franchise tagged for 10% off of your order. Please hit us up on our Discord channel so that Ray can talk to you guys personally. He's got the fastest fingers in the West, as they say. It's like he doesn't even have a job already. So he's really looking forward to you guys getting us monetized so he can just really actually tell his wife that he's making money. As always, please follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and like the YouTube videos. That means hit the thumbs up button. It really helps us inside of the YouTube algorithm to help push our videos to the top. Hit the notification bell so you know when we go live and when we drop new content. And please click that subscribe button. It helps out quite a bit. And as always, guys, we will see you later.